Hi, I'm Dr. S. Divyamina, working as assistant professor in the School of Computer Science and Engineering, VITAP University. Today, I'm here to present a brief description of the course title Applications of AI Technology. Uh, when people hear the term artificial intelligence, the first thing that comes to their mind is robots or science fiction movies like Terminator, which depicts the rise of artificial intelligence against human mankind. However, the sad reality is we are not even a percent close to those ideas depicted in Terminator movies. So, what is AI? Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed in a way to act like humans and think like humans. So they are trained in a way that they will mimic the action of humans. So that's how AI works. And this kind of intelligence can be applied to any machines that possess human traits such as learning, analyzing, comprehensibility, and problem solving skills. So, if any machines have these traits, then we can definitely apply intelligence onto that. And the kind of applications we have with artificial intelligence are endless and it is beyond what you think. So, before I go into the syllabus, I want to show you the A to Z of AI. So for each alphabets, there is a concept related to artificial intelligence. Let me show you that first, and then get into the syllabus. Um, Fine. So here it starts. So the first one, A is definitely it's artificial intelligence. B is something called as bias, which happens when your data set is imbalanced. And C is a climate prediction model. D is the data set, which is the heart of any machine learning or deep learning models. Without the data sets, your model is not going to work. And the E stands for ethics. So when you're going to develop a robot, then it is very, very, very essential for you to follow the ethics. The F for fakes. So one practical example is deep fake images that we are doing that's been popular of late. G for GANs, generative adversarial neural networks, which can create a fake image of a human which looks which looks like a real people. And then H is human in the loop. So this is in contrast with what the Terminator movie depicted. So AI is never going to take over the human, but then human is going to be in the loop of AI. And I for image recognition, you can go for any kind of recognition, like the image could be of anything, like from a bat, ball, or an animal or a plant, anything. And then journalism, we are able to read the news that we like, and that is all because of AI. It can combine the related news and put up into one column. And knowledge, and L is for learning. Learning, first I'll tell you, learning is the type of learning that you employ for your machines. It can be a supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, self-supervised. There's different kinds of learning. And when your model is learned, which means when it is trained, then what you'll get from the machine is knowledge. So that is K for knowledge and L for learning. And then M. M is machine learning and is neural networks. So the neural networks were originally developed based on the working system of human brains. And then O is for open source. If the artificial community, intelligence community is able to grow, we have to thank the open source community. So the data and the codes are available for all to work on. Then P is for predictions. It could be any kind, like a cancer prediction or weather prediction. It could be of any kind. And then Q is for quantum computing. Thanks to quantum computing, we are now able to process the information in a totally new way. And R is for robotics, S is for speech recognition, T is for Turing test. The basic idea of Turing test is it just tests if your machine can think on its own or not. And then you have U for use cases, different applications, V for virtual assistants or virtual reality, W for Watson. I hope you'll know this. Watson is one of the first of its machine kind to compete with a human and win over the human. And X is for X-ray, which means it's used in medical diagnosis. Y is for U, which means when you're going to develop a model, the model should understand what you are doing, like the kind of training you give, the kind of data set you give. And finally, Z, it is for the block. Z is nothing but zeros and ones, which is the basics of any computing. Okay, So I hope now I hope this would have kindled a bit of interest in you for learning about the artificial intelligence. And so these are the A to Z of AI. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the syllabus. Okay, so this is the course that I have designed, and you could find it nowhere in the internet. This is Applications of AI Technology. So, as the name says, as the title name says, the complete course is going to be fully of application oriented. Okay, so the except for the first module, the rest of the modules will be working on with various applications of AI. Okay, so the course objectives what I've given is the first objective is to develop intelligent systems, and we'll be learning the kind of techniques that will be used for that. And then the next is artificial intelligence in medical image analytics, in autonomous vehicles, in oceans for fisheries, and finally in biodiversity conservation. So these are the objectives of this course and the kind of outcome what is expected of the student when they are done with the course. So at the end of the course, a student will be able to comprehend the techniques and be able to develop an intelligent system on his or her own. And then we can apply machine learning to improve the clinical implications, like you can apply it to medical data and you can get the best of the information. The third is uh, it is to train autonomous vehicles. So, as the word says, it is autonomous. So, I feel that deep in reinforcement learning is the best of the technique that could be applied for this. So, the fourth outcome is we'll be developing some possible techniques, possible and probable techniques that could be used for sustainable fishing. And the final outcome is with AI and with all the courses studied so far, the student will be able to apply artificial intelligence for conserving the biodiversity. So I have drafted around 5 modules for this course. The first module is Intelligent Systems and Techniques. As far as this module is concerned, you'd be studying the basics that would be required for the rest of the modules. So the objective of this module is to introduce intelligent systems and their techniques. The emphasis is mainly placed on fuzzy systems, neural networks, genetic algorithms, and particle swarm optimization because these are the core of any intelligent systems. Fine. So the second module is AI medical image analytics. So in the second module, we'll be talking about how AI can be used in medical image analytics. As part of this module, we'll be learning clinical data analysis with MRI images. And the third module is AI in autonomous vehicles and drones. So we know that autonomous vehicles and drones are coming, and it will definitely change our life inevitably. So in this module, we'll be learning the big picture of AI, in specific about the deep learnings and how AI is going to employed in autonomous vehicles and drones. The fourth module is AI and ocean. So AI has potential to improve the efficiency in fisheries management. And in this module, we'll be seeing as how AI can help keep fisheries sustainable, specifically ocean fisheries sustainable. And in the fifth module, which is AI in biodiversity conservation, we'll be discussing about how AI could aid in biodiversity conservation. In specific, we'll be discussing about the animal and plant conservation. So I think it would have been clear from all these 5 modules that all the basics, concepts, and techniques would be discussed in the first module, and the rest of the modules are more of like a application oriented. And I have designed my own way of methodology as how this courses should be going on. Since this is mostly of application oriented or some kind of a task given. So the first thing is, for as a student you have to choose a data set, because the last 3 modules are more of a data set oriented. You have fishery data set, you have MRI data set, you have animal data set, everything. So first is you have to choose a data set, and you have to identify your research, like how and what you're going to do, if you're going to detect an animal or you're going to classify plants, something like that. Okay, so the next one is to read the literature and to get all the combine and collect all the deep learning machine learning methods that has been used so far. And you have to also get acquainted with the relevant ecological or conservation background. Fine. And the fourth one is for you to design the algorithm, implement it in Python, train, and then finally evaluate your model. And the fifth one is discuss, conclude, and interrupt your data set and interrupt the model that you have designed and the result what you have got out of it. So this is most of like a case study oriented. So wherein you'll be choosing a data set, working on that, and finding the drawbacks and finding the research gaps, identifying as how your model is better than the previous model, evaluate your model, and then interrupt. And if you're going to go for the last two modules, then you have to give your interpretation with ecological context. For a sample, I've given you three case studies. The first one is deep weeds. So the deep weeds is one of the biggest data sets, which is basically to classify eight different weeds. Okay, from a given image, you have to classify the eight different weeds that's available. And the second one is Smartfish H 2020. So this is one of an international project where they are developing and testing some real-time intelligence system that could help in a long-time sustainable fisheries. And the third one is a very interesting one, which is a snapshot Serengeti data set. So, to the best of my knowledge, this is one of the biggest data set, which has around 7.1 million images. And these images are not manually captured; they are captured with camera traps, and you could see the sample images given over here. Like you see, this A is an empty frame. B, with a human sense, we could sense that this is a giraffe. C, there is some kind of animal which we cannot say correctly. And D, we have some kind of animal, but only the fur is visible. You see the complexity of the data set here. Now, with all the techniques that you have studied so far, you need to apply the best of the technique and be able to identify the kind of animal that's present over here. Fine, this is one of the biggest challenges because the images are not proper, unlike in the first case study. So, in the first case study, the images will be very clear. You'll have the complete images, and it's quite easy for you to classify the images. But then the complexity over there is the size of the data set. The weeds are going to be very small, and from the small images, it's very difficult to classify the type of weeds. Whereas in the third, the images are very big, but then they are not complete. So because since they are captured using camera traps, you cannot expect the animal to come and pose in the cameras. So the images are very challenging, and this is the complexity of this case study. Fine. So these three are the sample case studies, and we can still include many more. And these are the references that I suggest you to go through before enrolling for this course. Fine. So that's all about this course, applications of AI technology. Thank you.